Oh no, the... Shut up, Jewel. Sorry, I'm just... Ooh. There we go. Surely chuck my stream in vid show. Oh no. Thought I had a chance there. There we go. Okay, I'll leave that. Thanks, Dawson. Okay. Very epic. Alright, let me go out of here. Get out of my drive. Alright, so today, yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about. If anyone's just got any questions at the moment, I'll quickly answer them. And so I'm trying to get the video URL, which I did have copied and now I don't. There we go. That's basically what I want to talk about. Mute it. That's good. If anyone wants to say anything in chat, then oh yeah, yeah, the boys, Alright, so I'll get into it then. If you don't know me, if you're just some guy who's decided to hop in, I'm Strag. I've been in the league for like, I don't know, since the start of season. Oh, I was here for the first Battle of the Bridges, which I think is very fitting. This is the third one. I was there for the first one. I was on a team called MCU. We didn't do too hot, and just been chilling since. I'm Australian. It's 8:05 AM, and this is what we want to do, Q&A. If anyone's got any questions, just generally, I'll quickly answer them. We'll do some BO. We got the power rankings. We got all the teams here. Obviously, some names. Look, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It was difficult to make. Also, currently eating my breakfast. So, yeah, there's that. Yeah, so we'll do power rankings. We'll have some guys on. I know Tanav and Kenny really want to hop in. We'll get their thoughts soon. I got some guys I want to hype up, so I'll talk about them. And then hopefully, this takes us a fair bit. We can get to the group release. So hopefully I want to react to that in person, get the groups, and then I'll do some first set match predictions, and then I might do some other things. But I'll quickly... The tier list. Yeah, I'll send the tier list so you guys can, yeah. So you guys can do it yourself if you want. Look, it's not perfect. It's just in Hub now. My categories are elite. So these are going to be for the elite teams that I think are just going to dominate. The potential and proven. I have potential and proven because there might be a proven team. I might even Huns. Maybe. Well, I'll decide on this later. But they're proven. While a team like Girl Scouts, who hasn't been in the game for a while, I think has a lot of potential. Or they could even be a dark horse. So, and then a dark horse, for those that don't know, bit of a wild card team. Could do really well. Could do really bad. So maybe a team like Ish13 Club. Or as I thought, Jack and Jill, and I said Jack and Jill because it's average. Jack and Jill average. I always use that expression. Or Joe, Jack, Jill, and Joe average. So these are just totally average teams, and then this is the Wastelands. This is for all the bad teams. Alright, so I'll start working through this. Let's double check all of that. And yeah, I'll start going through it. So Aceless. Oh, and that's what I was gonna do. Sorry. Sorry. I need to look at the rosters. Give me. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Alright, we'll do Aceless. I mean, people know this is a pretty stacked team. Road, Hero, Dual Mize, Meepo, Twix, Liv, Sweepy isn't. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's much competition that this team is elite. They're definitely proven, and while I wouldn't say they're the best team, so I like, if there's a better team, I'll do that. Whoops. So but yeah, while I don't think they're the best team in the tournament, definitely elite. Definitely already proven, and I don't think they get any better than what they have been. For those that have been around, they haven't done anything too miraculous as of recent, unless I'm completely mistaken. But while I think this team will do well, I don't see them winning, to be honest. Cadence, another really strong team. You'll see some of the guys in here: Alfie, Dylan, JB, Cloaks, ZX, Hyde, Orvina Dawson. This is probably someone's alt, and they're probably really good. I've seen Almoan. So it's. I don't know too much about Cadence, to be honest. I don't know too much about how they've done. I know they've been reasonably good. I think they're elite. Also, I want your thoughts in the Oh, and also, yeah, Freddie Doug. I'd like your thoughts, if you can, on what do you think? Because I obviously want to take that into account. It's just not what I think; it's what everyone thinks. And with some of these teams, I'm not going to know a lot of the people on them. Like, it's going to be a little blurry. So for now, I want to put them. I think these teams are very similar. I think they're very similar. But for now, I'm going to do that. I just want to know what everyone else thinks in the chat. So just type in here and. So there's a bit of a delay. I'm looking now. There's about a 20-second delay, give or take. So from now on, just try and predict when I'm going to move on and say what you think about that team. I'll make a change to Cadence if I don't know if multiple people say, oh no, they shouldn't be elite. Sushi. I love this team just because there are so many of my guys on this team. Big Pork Star. Figure. So this is some Avatar people: Fatless, Amisi, Bassith, Plain Flame, Chargy, Pools, Nick, Ruth, Solo. Like, I know a lot of these guys. Definitely potential improving. I wouldn't call them a dark horse. They've definitely got some. I don't know why there's a dot there. They've definitely got like a chance of progressing for sure past the group stage. But it depends on how well they can show. Like, I don't know who the shot caller for this team is. Obviously I assume it's Porky. But no diss to Porky, but he's not the greatest shot caller of all time compared to me. So we'll see how this team goes. I want them to do well, but it might come down to the group. We'll see. Huns. So there's going to be a lot of good teams. You see, these are all good teams up front, and I think it's just because they were the first to sign up before a team like this. They're not even that bad. Like, I know Saxy. But anyway, Huns. We all know Huns. If you don't, you've been living under a rock, or you just haven't been around, because they tend to speak up. even when you don't want them to, sometimes they just speak up, and there's not really a lot we can do about it. I think Aceless is the favourite. I'll take Venice. Aceless and Cadence are similar. No way. Very well rounded because yeah. I agree with this bad. I agree that Sushi's very well rounded. There's no way Aceless and Cadence are similar. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh, well, like, which way you're saying that? Like, whether Cadence is a lot better, or Aceless is a lot better. I think Aceless is a little more... I don't know. Like, to me, I feel like in the context of the tournament, I think they're going to do very similar. In the context of, what position they come in the tournament, I think they're going to be very similar. That might not be exactly representative of the skill between them, but in my opinion, these guys could be third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I wouldn't really put too much. There's a lot of name value on this team, and there's evidently a lot of IQ. Knowing a lot of these people. But then over here, I definitely would not hurt this roster, because I feel like they just have a lot of, I don't know, just a lot of skill. And well, once again, I haven't watched too much of Cadence, and especially not much of Aceless recently, but that's my take. Oh jeez. Aceless on top. Aceless is better than Cadence. Sushi's well rounded, no way. Aceless is a lot better. The finals are going to be either Venice, Aceless, or FS. I can believe that. I can believe that statement. But the thing is, Aceless cops final spark in the round of 8. Well, but then you could say, oh, what if FS gets Cadence in the round of 8? So it's... Yeah, I don't like putting these teams apart. I don't like the idea of saying Aceless is a lot better. I can see where it's coming from, 100%. This roster is very good, but I think if these two teams versed, you can't definitively tell me that Aceless would win, in my opinion. That's my take on it. I don't know. Maybe I'm hyping these guys up too much, but I like their roster. I like it. Not saying I don't like this, but anyway, we better move on. We'll come back to it. We only got 45 minutes to reveal Hans. Gonna move on. No, good point. Hans, okay. Hans, I think it's pretty clear. Potential and proven. They've been around for a fair while. Got some good players on their roster. Luke isn't bad. Kyrie isn't bad. Abby isn't bad. Jake's alright. Sorry, Jake. Fraser's, CCL. Bacon, not that bad. BM5, got Archer. Meepio, fantastic minor. Amanda, decent minor. I don't know some of the other people. Zale, I know. Oh, sorry. Yeah, potential and proven. They've proven themselves. I'm gonna do that. Venice. Well, yeah. As I think I've already kind of stated, I think they're definitely better than Aceless and Cadence. Have a really good chance of winning. Oh man, I hate how good this roster looks. I hate how good their roster looks. It actually pisses me off how good their roster is. Apollo. This is... Oh god. Oh no. So, this is Oh, dude, so oh, that's Porky. Um, it's an interesting. Yeah, okay. Um, I think they're a dark horse. There's a lot of decent players here. Um, but they can't I don't think they can beat Sushi. I don't think they can beat Hans. They just don't have the chemistry, I feel. Because these are a lot like I knowing some of these guys. I know Jimmy, Dish Soaps, Hateful Side, Zytron, 69 Rugby, Blue for Bobbit. I know all those guys, and they're pub players, but they've also been in the BCL for a little while. They know how it works, but I think when it comes down to it, the teamwork just isn't going to be there. So they're going in the dark horse for me. Metro. I put them in potential and proven. There's a lot of proven players on this team. Gio and Rob is a deadly leadership combo. They're both really good and they know what they're doing. Boys, lots of people heard about Rob's 1v6 versus Hans. It's just an illustration of his. Well, maybe Hans weren't exactly trying hard, but it's still a pretty good feat and representative of how good he is. And then you got so many other people here. Nate is a pretty damn good archer. Nemesis drifting. I think they're both level 100 by now. Panda Fake, maybe not as good as a miner, but then again, mining's all about luck. Rel, you got a lot of good guys on here. I put them above Sushi and Hans. I think that's good. I like it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, let's Hun needs a lead for the group stage. Yeah, you're right. You are right, bad mouths. Apollo lacks miners. Rugby's a decent miner when he has X-ray on. Damien is not that good of a miner. So, I think that team will struggle against all of these teams. That's why they're in Dark Horse. Move past. Alright, Monster PvP. I only got 12 people, so that kind of hurts instantly. They have more than 3 people just gone and they can't really compete. The only person I know is Saxy. This team just screams. This team absolutely screams Jack and Jill to me. I don't think they're terrible, but I don't think they're gonna. Oh, well, actually, could they go in the bottom of Dark Horses? Like the very bottom? Dom players. Yeah, look, it's either at the bottom for me of Dark Horses or the top of Jack and Jill. I'm gonna put top of Jack and Jill for now. I gotta keep moving though. We've only got 40 minutes, and then once I kind of get this set in place, I want to get some boys in here, and we'll talk it out. Because there are some people that know the other teams better than I do. Wheelchairs. To be honest, I don't know anyone on this roster. I've seen Aussie around before. Aussie, which is also in French. Oui, j'apprends français. Mais, yeah. Just teams I don't know that well. What is it? What am I looking at? Wheelchairs. I'll put them there for now. Brutal. This team does have some players, proven players. Eternal Nate, I love him as a person. He's also, good in comms. Teresa, great miner, maniac. He's just like the most average. No, he's not the most average player of all time. But he's been around for so long. Disc. Oh my god. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna look at it on my phone in case it's just a spam of Sushi on top. What's his name? Irvin. Best BCL cheater of all time. Tristan. So I think this team's a dark horse. They're not with these teams, but they're not down here. I put Brittle above Apollo. Gucci. Oh yes, what a throwback. Dude, look at their names though. Jet, Case, Happers, Jewel, Real. I don't know. I don't know if I like that one. Freeze, Andrew, Lil Tekka, Mathieu. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Even. I went to France. I'm pretty sure it's Mathieu. Yeah. It's like the other way of saying Matthew. You can say Matthew. Like, so we have Matthew. They have Matteo and Mathieu. I think that's like the put wheelchairs in dark horses. Me and Ben teaching them BCL. Hella potential. Okay, that's what I'm reading from Arvi, by the way. I'm giving you top of Jack and Jill for now. We'll sort that out. Westlake. Oh, these are just all CCL players. Instant. Like I see JTB2K, Irrelevant News, Game Boy Tray. Apple is red. This is just a CCL team. There's no doubt about it. And they go about here. Like being CCL, you understand Mindplex, and I'm sure they've all played Bridges before. Even more my breakfast. But like it's just they can't compete. Even with Brutal and Apollo. Everyone on Apollo plays pub all the time. They know how it works. It won't. They can't. They can't compete. Wheelchairs are from the Brawl CTF. Oh, okay. Purple Batman, Secrets, E-Boys, Toggler. Brutal had less cheaters. There'd be potential improving. That's a good point. Like Brutal. Yeah, I think there's a couple of people. If I could highlight this, I could. Tristan's known the cheat in the past. I don't know about the other people. I think they could be, but even still, once again, not that having only 12 people is bad, but if anything, you get more team chemistry from the same people playing over and over. But yeah, like they can't compete with Huns in my opinion. What am I up to? Your mama, Ender, Brian, Elephant, Router, and Sarah. This is a balanced team. I like that they've got Anne, Sarah, Colin, Joyful, Necromanced. This is a nice and balanced team. It might not scream, ability. It might not scream raw gameplay that you might get from a team like Brutal or Apollo, but it does scream a bit of chemistry and a bit of ability to, feel the kits to a decent extent. Westlake has god tier synergy. Yeah, I guess being in the CCL, but even still, I question their ability to translate that into a game where I don't think they've played a lot of. You might think, oh, it's just team fights. You just go in there and you team fight. Well, I think for them, I don't know personally how much they understand, surface and mining, and then understanding the maps and what kits to play on different maps, and then do they have the strategy? Do they have a good shot caller, a significant shot caller who knows how to create pinches and stuff like that? So, and learns how to work the team fight to their advantage and when they go in. So that's my problem with Westlake. Even if they're that. So your mama, like I said, good chemistry, good ability to fill the kits, unlike Westlake. I'd put them here. I'd put them in the middle. I like them. I've made a rectangle now. Boy Scouts, a really good team. Well, not good, but they're a step above. I don't want to say. I feel like I want to say they're a step above Cadence, but I feel like people might not like me for saying that. I think they're. Oh no, I wouldn't say they're a step above. Michael Ramage, Sharp Bear, Jacob, Sean, Herds, no tree. Ali, that's Kayla. Expirations, Temp, Cowie. Can I get what you guys think on Boy Scouts? I think they're elite. But MSCL team top of the elite. Yeah, that's true. No, Jason Lampo, that was an AR we played. We won the AR, which is pretty funny. The MS boys, we did pretty well, but well, we were right. We're way down the back, JBD. So we'll work on that. What do you think on Boy Scouts? They lost a lot of good players to Venice, but they replaced with Hot Boys people. Who's Boy Scout shot caller? Oh, good question. Good question. I know Rahmed talks a bit. He likes to yap. Sean maybe. I think he likes to talk a bit. Yeah, if I had to say, maybe Rahmed. I don't know Michael that well. I'd have to say Rahmed or Sean. I think they're both decent. I couldn't tell you for sure. I forgot the rank Gucci, did I? Thank you for telling me that. Yeah, I just kind of talked about their roster, didn't I? Once again, for me, it's just another problem of translating skill. Because these teams have a lot of raw synergy and a lot of raw skill, but just that translation into the BCL doesn't work that well sometimes. Like these teams up here can do major damage to these two. Even the Dark Horses. Like, it's... Maybe if Gucci's all 6 blocking, then it's a different story, but I don't think they'd be taking... I'd hope they wouldn't be taking that risk. So Boy Scouts, I put them elite. I'm going to keep them there for now, but it's not really indicative of my opinion. I'm just trying to move through. Ish 13 Club, what a throwback to those. No, I believe they came third in the original Battle of the Bridges. Definitely surprised a lot of teams. They may have had a really good bracket. Yeah, here we go. Oh, that is not the right one. This one, sorry. Let's have a look. Let's have a throwback. Oh no, they came second. Oh, they came second. Oh, okay. So this is the original. Is MCU? Oh, look at MCU. That's my team right there. If Bit was an up and coming team, but then lost the sharpness. Who ended up coming. Looks like they came fourth. Oh no, they had ulting, didn't they? Did they not have 30 minutes? Thank you, Cole. Did they not have an issue with ulting or something? I remember that. So that's why I think that's why they didn't cop third. But Ish 13 aspiring, limitless, flare. That's not. Considering how aspiring and limitless might have been viewed at the time. Like it's obviously not like they versed Aceless, who ended up losing to Dud Destroyers, by the way. Anyway, not really indicative of what we're going through now, but it was good to reminisce on their run. But obviously now the league has advanced in so many ways that putting Ish 13 even with these teams, even maybe with these teams, is a bit of a joke, to be honest. So I think Ish 13 Club is going to be the first Wastelands team. Yep, I'm just going to have to, sorry about that. I hate they ruined the fantasy. Faded, I know every single person on this roster really, really well, just because I host tournaments with them every weekend. Like, there'll be one tomorrow. So I understand their positioning really well. They understand how the game works, but the skill isn't there. There's no clear shot caller. Well, there is. It's this guy, Gavin1214, but he's like, I love, if Gavin's watching this, I love you, mate, but you're not that good. Actually, I don't know who high schoolers is. I know everyone else. So, Faded. Not Wastelands, not like complete nons. They know how the game works, but... Who's on Monster again? Yeah, I'd put them below Monster. Okay. We must be halfway now. 30 minutes to go. I think we're moving at a decent pace. Faded. Dentist chair. Oh. Item. Lisped. That's Jonah, if I'm correct. Souls. Pan. Voila. Boy Scouts is a dead... Oh, hold on, I haven't... The Crybaby channel. Final spot without a doubt in D tier. Absolute buns. I'm guessing you meant bums. Disrespecting the former second place team, I'm sorry. I think Sushi is beating Uns 3-0. They still have a lot of good players. Yeah, it's not like they have bad players. Kind of scared of Sushi. If their team will rise again. Oh, Chief players, you're on their roster. Dude, I would love Ish 13 to progress through the group. How just ironic would that be? And how, like, beautiful would that be for Ish 13 club? How, like, reminiscent of their run. But yeah. What are we on? Dentist shit. Not too hot on these guys. I thought we didn't have them for a sec. No, Ish 13 club's above them. Actually, no. That's a lie. I just lied. They're not better. They're better than. Yeah, they're better than them. Okay, councillors. Final spark. So sorry, boys. Final spark. Yeah, I think this is. You know, like looking at this. For now, I do that. There's just so many good things to say about Final Spark besides their uncanny ability to get out of sticky situations, which comes down to our good man Jesus Man 3. Not going to say any more on that until it's relevant. But yeah. Lisp is it's Aura. Keep them in Wastelands, he says. Yeah. Okay, I'll put them there. What am I doing? Final Spark. Yeah. I'll talk more about Final Spark when it's relevant. Dauntless. I wonder how similar this roster is to the first BOTB roster. I think it would be uncanny how similar it is. It would be generous to say that these guys are a bit washed. Sorry, Grape, I know you're in the stream, and I absolutely adore you. You're the best commentator that this league ever had, but this definitely is a bit washed. I can't see them. I can't see them beating potential and proven teams. I'm sorry. Like, they're not average, but like even beating these teams, you know, FS relevant. I don't think it's possible to predict an outcome of FS Venice unless one team is choked a lot or doesn't have main players. I agree. No, I'm not saying FS. I'm not saying they're not relevant. I'm just saying that I'll talk more about them later in the stream when you'll know what I mean. If you stick around, you'll see what I mean. Put us in Wasteland, we're gonna die first round. Dude, I bloody hope not. You guys are kings. I would hate to see you go out that early. I don't think you guys are with these. Oh, I don't know if I like how far up I've put Gucci. Maybe it's just because they might cheat, so maybe that's why. Elysium. Gangrene. Oh jeez. we're on a bit of a stretch at the moment, aren't we? If anyone has any argument for these bottom three teams, tell me as to why they could be better than this 13 club, because I don't know any person on their entire roster. And anyway, Girl Scouts. Oh yes, talk about reminiscing. CJ Hacks, Pineapple Zaraxi, Big Boy Jesse, Rainmaker. I don't know how they got Rain on there. Jesse, Myth, Trains. Don't know if Giselle is on this team. I would hope she is, but couldn't tell you if she's or not. Does anyone know who their is this Alyssa? I'm guessing this is like Ali. Who are their minors? Trains maybe? Oh, actually, I think they could be alright. Right, Daunt Elite. You're gonna regret putting us that low. Dauntless Proud. They have Rainmaker. Instant Wasteland. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Hey, look. I thought I was pretty generous to Dauntless. Just saying. Like, have you guys actually played like, have you guys been on Mindplex since, like, Season 1? You guys are old timers. No. It's, like a tier above Elite for Rainmaker. Have you not heard of that name in honest God? No, I know Rainmaker. Have not heard of that name. Oh, I'm guessing he's talking about Rainmaker. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen big boy Rainmaker. Yeah, but yeah. Thought I was generous at Dauntless, and Girl Scouts is a bit better, I think, than Dauntless. I think they're similar, but they're a bit better. I'd put them. Who's on Your Mama again? Oh, I'd put them higher than Your Mama, I believe. Are they better than Brutal? Oof. Top of Dark Horses. Oh, but the thing is, I think they could beat Sushi. I prefer that. Potential. This is the potential part of the potential improving category. Are we actually that close? Oh no, I just went too far ahead. Outbred. Very disappointed I did not cop an invite to this team. Also very disappointed that I asked Derek, Jewel, and Blante and Shine Spike all to join my team. Okay. This is not fair. Pepe got on Disto, but I didn't? Oh man, that hurts. That hurts somewhere like deep inside my soul. Oh my god. Def better than Brutal. That team is god awful. How are they even Dark Horse? Your MoMA. Not Mama. Oh, good point. Dauntless is so good even though they haven't played in ages because they're all elite people. Who is Sushi? Sushi is this team. Like I said before, Amisi, Bassith. I can't say the name right. Plain Flame, Chargy, Arvi, a couple of Avatar guys, Fatless, Solo, Nick, Pools, the chick, Dandiest, Darkheart. Danny tagged me. Is there any reason he tagged me, or is he just? I called. Was it Danny? I called a. Oh no, it was Phoenix. I said it's weird how Phoenix and Jared Leto are the same person because Jared Leto's a shit actor and a shit joker. That's what I think Phoenix is. But sorry Phoenix. A lot of potential on this roster. I question, like, Jewel, obviously, Peyton, Tyler have been playing reasonably recently, but I question how guys like Derek, Haley, even Blante, maybe Erotic, Justin, Pepe, I question, and Scholar, Fragile, I don't know who is on Fragile, I question their ability to fire, for lack of a better word, to come out and play good. After, like, it's not like they've been gone, like, they've been around, and I think they've played in a scrim or two, but, does it Does it come together? And does it come together against, these teams in here? Does it come together against Dauntless, or does Dauntless have that, synergy? Does it come together against your MoMA or Sushi, Like, does it... We got 17 minutes. I like them being on top of Brutal, but I don't think they beat Girl Scouts. Top of the Dark Horse category. I have too many they're not proven, considering that they've been away for a little while. Some of the guys are proven, but I question their potential. I question the amount of leaders on the team. Jewel, Peyton are very significant leaders. Derek was a leader back in the day. He's probably not as good at shot calling now. Lots of talking people on this roster, which is good. I know a lot of them have their mic on, so that's good for the team. Let's look. Oh, jeez, I've missed a bit. I heard Zyfing 9-potted Simpy. I heard Zyfing is a 9-year-old who can't do anything but swing a sword 12 hours a day, wasting his childhood. Oh, so Zyfing like a fruity or something. Sushi Dark Horse. Sushi Dark Horse, he says. I could understand the argument. I think I'm actually gonna put them below Girl Scouts now. But I understand, but I also think these people have been playing. If you look at that roster, every single person on that roster has been playing BCL pretty actively for at least the last few months. Like, I'd say very reasonably active. Maybe not Bassith, but the rest of them pretty actively. And you're asking me to put them in a category with people from maybe, Dauntless, who haven't played a scrim in ages, a bunch of pub players. I keep forgetting who the hell's on your MoMA. These, I can understand the argument. I can understand where you're coming from, Jake, but I'm not sure. Mo took all the good people from Avatar. Sushi just what's left. Henry was shot calling for Avatar, and he's on FS now. Mo took 3, 4th Henry. I'd say bottom of potential or top of dark horses. Yeah, I mean, I obviously moved them, so now they're bottom of potential. I put them somewhere similar. Yeah, so that's fair enough. Henry shot called for Avatar, but Sushi's an Avatar. It's only 5-6 Avatar. I'm not Avatar, but I'm decent. Sushi, by no means good, but we are not bottom of barrel. Good pronunciation. Is that blasting me for saying Bassith wrong? Sushi Dark Horse. I play Minecraft every day, actually. Lots of debate for Sushi Dark Horse. We'll see. We'll see on that one. Where are we going? Not here. Not here. Close that. What are we up to? Sorry, I'm just confused. Can I? No. Quacks crew. We got 14 minutes, everyone. We'll have to debate this after the groups come out. Quacks crew. Okay, they're making it a little easy for us. Valor. Okay. If anyone in the chat is on any of these teams, please tell me why your team shouldn't be in the Wastelands. Is there no reason why I just don't put all these teams in the Wastelands? Murder, Wallahi, UHC boys. Oh well, I'll sort through them in a sec. Versace merged into one team. Okay, yeah, okay. So basically, because we have 33 teams, and there were 2 draft teams, we both just picked all the best players and merged them into one team. So because I'm on JBD, I'll use the JBD sign. Looking at the rosters, it'll probably be me, Quacky, Barnacles, Diego, Sinfully, Boars. I'm a bit biased here. Is this reasonable, people? Am I allowed to put myself at the bottom of average? Like, come on, these are some pub players. Like, come on, give me some credit, people. Give me some credit. I got sushi over Hans. I wouldn't. I wouldn't have sushi over Hans. I think Hans has undeniable synergy, and they're pretty decent. I'd call them better than sushi. Am I allowed to put myself at the I'm gonna put myself at the bottom of bottom of this for now. 3 teams left. Come on, boys. Islanders 2 came. Versace is still on there because, okay. Islanders and 2. Okay, so these are just. Okay. Was gonna be OT. Hey. Aussie man. No, Jason. Okay. Let me. I'm telling everyone that I had to pick 10 people on this roster to merge the teams because we were allowed 20 max. So I picked 10, he picked 10, Aura. I picked me, Array, Quacky, Barker, Bors, Tuckle, Sin. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's not right. I picked. Wait, who did I pick? I picked Strag, Array, Quacky, Fairy Kitten, Balls, Tuckle, Sin, 2, 3, Yucky. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I picked 11. I'm an idiot. So, Porky, I'll sort that one out. I picked 11. I'll have to sort that one out. Tune in 10 minutes, BCL Gen 1 voice call for announcing of the groups. Yep. We'll do that. It's in 10 minutes time. Oh, that scared me. Oh, man. Hey, I didn't ditch shit. You idiots. I didn't ditch shit. I didn't ditch anyone. You guys are still... Oh, hold on. What's this? No. This is... Huh? What? Hold on. I'm gonna put a massive question mark on that one, big boy. Huh? Jackal says. What? Why is that? Why? Sorry, I don't know. I don't know if I don't understand this or something, but look at this. What is this? What does this say? They're locked. You can't just leave. Okay. Whatever, man. Who cares? Oh, sorry. On another roster. I didn't mean to say your roster. Why is he on another roster after lock? Allowed? How did they allow it? How did they allow it? What do you mean? He was happy to play on my team. What are you talking about, fam? What? How is it allowed? Whatever, man. Whatever. Look. We're gonna. Us boys, the draft team. We're gonna win anyway. It doesn't even matter. No one even cares. We're gonna win. T minus 10 minutes. Okay. Anyone in the chat? Oh, Jesus. So you're streaming a stream. Is A streaming as well? I don't. I wouldn't feel good about streaming a stream. Has anyone got... Okay, looking at this... Oh, sorry. Versace obviously is on a team. Because they use JBD. Has anyone got any problems with this? Like, any major issues they kind of look at it and they're like, wow, I did not agree with this whatsoever. Also, here's my problem with the top 8 seed idea. This is my big problem. You've got 5, but then you've got 4. You need 3. Which one of these teams are you excluding? I wouldn't be able to tell you personally which team, if you did the top 8 seed idea. I couldn't tell you which team you would exclude from that group. Like, I've seen people say put Sushi here and Girl Scouts here, or even Girl Scouts further down, or Girl Scouts there, and like it's so debatable. Hold on, let me get it back to how it was. I think that group is so debatable. Like, I don't think you can, like, whichever way you go, even if you decide, hey, take this 8 and leave Sushi out, like that, is it really, for the top 8 seed idea, is it really worth going through that ordeal just to separate the top 8 because you want a more competitive bracket? Is it fair to subjectively leave a team out of this top 8, which gives them a significant advantage because they don't have to verse any teams better than them? Is it fair to give these teams significant advantages and just leave this one out because you subjectively think that this team is worse than this one when it's really not that much of a difference? You could even say they're better. Like, a lot of people would probably say they're better. Or just going any which way. Metro could be down, Sushi could be up, Hums could, No, that's my problem. That's my problem with it. I might talk more about it later. Hello, Stroke. Hey, bad. Drop Huns. Huns fight so much they mess up. Drop Huns. That's the thing as well. Okay, do I drop Huns? Because I personally think Huns is the number 6 team in this comp. But other people think Huns could be down here. Or even here. Some people think Huns is like the, 8, 9, 10th team. I think they're the 6th team. How subjective is that? If you did top 8, how do you even... That is so absurdly... That's so absurd. You can't. It's not fair to give all these teams a free advantage and then also, maybe disrespect some of these teams by not putting them in the top 8 and also ruining the chances of any of these teams ever advancing because you want a competitive bracket. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd to me why people think top 8 seed is a good idea. I understand that it would make the finals more competitive because you're letting all these teams advance instantly. But why would you... you're creating so many problems in the process just for a competitive bracket. You're giving these people a free pass, which is unfair. You're disrespecting these teams who could very arguably could be in the top 8. Or one of the top 8 teams could be lower. And you're disrespecting these teams because you're not even... Look, it's obviously... It's not like they're going to win the tournament or something, but... Geez, you bloody better give them a chance. You're going to put them in a bracket... You're going to guarantee that these teams are in a bracket with these teams. Do you just want to seal off a spot? Anyway. That's my... Huns has no chance against any team above Dark Horse. I don't agree with that. I think Huns could very easily beat Sushi. I think they could not easily, I think they could beat Girl Scouts. I think they could beat Metro. I think any team in this list could beat... any team in Potential and Proven could beat any other team on any given day. And that's the problem. That's what I think. That's the problem with the top 8 idea. I'll reiterate it again because we got 3 minutes. We'll hop in the call in a second. And it's done. We're done. But, if any of these teams can beat anyone, then why give these 5 and 3 of these teams, even if you want to count an Outbred as well, or Dauntless, or Apollo, your MoMA, Brutal, why give a specific amount of these teams an advantage by making sure that they don't play anyone better than themselves while disrespecting these teams, while destroying the chances of these teams, and probably even these teams of advancing. Well, some of these teams anyway, because it's 16, of advancing, just so you have a competitive finals. That's the only reason. That is the only reason. So, to some people, I just want to... Look at this. Look at this. 126 people voted for the top 8 teams to be placed in a different group. That shocks me. That's absolutely absurd. Like, do people understand that what's going to happen if you do that? You just, like, these teams won't advance at all. Which you argue, oh, they don't deserve to. Shut up. No one cares. You got to give them a chance. So these teams don't advance. You've got, I don't even know how you're going to decide the top 8 in the first place. And even if you do, you're going to have people complaining. So the only reason you're doing it is to have a competitive bracket so the finals are entertaining. How about making the group stage entertaining? Are you giving these teams an advantage just because you want your tournament to look good? For it to feel better in the finals? What? Anyway, we're hopping into this call. I would prefer if... Oh, I'm deafened. I would prefer if, personally, they just put it in chat. Like, I don't want to hear them go through the groups. Just bloody put it in chat or something so I can read it. But here, you guys can just mute the stream in the meantime if you want while they go through this. Or whatever. I'll obviously do a reaction. Please don't leave because, you know, we're going to be, you know, talking about this after. Here's the big dog.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, what's up?
If you can hear me, type in hub chat. Okay, I assume you can.
Join Gen 2 if you're a stud. it's just him. Oh, okay. Thanks, not Danny. Really appreciate you.
Gonna give everyone like 2 more minutes to join in the middle.
Oh, hurry it up, mate. Almost head advisor. Send it
Jake,
in
I don't have
chat.
access to see the groups, so I need access to that.
Reading it out, please.
If you're in here. Yeah, you are.
Chat as soon as you start reading it out. Don't want to hear. Hey, what do you mean?
Oh, okay.
F me. Are we gonna have like... Oh, damn, look at that, 79.
Alright, Strag, we're not gonna send it in chat, just because that would take away like the entire... we'll send it as we say it, though. We're not gonna send the entire sheet at the beginning, though.
Oh.
Like, as I announce a group, I'm gonna put it in the news.
Oh, that's good. You're gonna be so slow. Alright, boys, we're gonna chill for a sec. Damn, we're down to 9 watching. Just because it's stupid. Yeah, make it infinite. Oh, they did. Okay. fuck pizza? What? Who is the best left back in Oh no. No, you couldn't have. You couldn't have. Oh my god.
All right, so thank you all for coming. This is going to be the announcement of the groups for Battle of the Bridges Summer Showdown. We had 32 teams register, over 500 players. So we're going to be happy to announce the groups here in a minute.
Oh yeah, in a minute.
We've got
Come
groups
on,
A through H, and I know there was a lot of discussion about this. And I know we announced that the placing of the groups was going to be completely random, but after a management and coordinator discussion, we did in fact decide that the top 8 teams would be placed in their own group.
Which is complete
the
rubbish
other
to
24
anyone listening.
teams are going to be
I've already told you why.
placed randomly.
That is complete rubbish.
You know, that's what the community wanted. That's ultimately what we decided to do.
No, that's what. No.
So, without further ado, here is Group A. Group A, for the Battle of the Bridges, we do have Brutal, Monster PvP, Dentist Chair, and the Wheelchairs.
Oh god.
It's shaping up to be a pretty good group.
What? Brutal is a top 8 team?
In, news.
Are you kidding?
So you can keep an eye on that.
What? What? Are you kidding? Brutal is a top 8 team.
All right. Moving on to Group B.
Oh my god.
This is going to be, some would call it a group of death, but it was 100% random.
I would call it a group of death.
Aceless, Dauntless, Apollo, and Girl Scouts. So that's going to be
What?
group. We're excited to see how that's going to play out.
What the fuck? Are these guys retarded? What? I hope you're fucking happy, Mo, you shit dog.
You can see that one in the news channel as well.
Are you actually stupid? Are you actually stupid?
Group B. Group C, Final Spark, Gangrene, Elysium, and Murder.
What? No. You couldn't have. You couldn't have. Oh my god. They fucked this up so bad.
Alright. Group
You have
D.
fucked this up so bad. Oh my
Venice,
god.
Fated, Valor, and Sushi.
They have fucked this
Again,
up
a pretty competitive group.
so
It's gonna be a good
bad.
one.
No way. You actually couldn't have. You actually couldn't have.
Next up in Group E, we have Boy Scouts, Westlake,
Hold on.
the draft team, which is going to be the combination of both individual draft teams. And the fourth team in that group is the UHC boys.
Hold on, that's my group. Hold on.
Yeah, name to be determined for the draft team.
Yeah, we could progress. We could actually
Coming up in Group
progress.
F, we've got Metro, Counselors, Tokame, I think it's pronounced, and Gucci.
Sorry, I'm just typing this in so slowly, everyone. I'm gonna actually go
Two more
ham.
groups to go. This is
I'm gonna
Group
go
D.
ham on this.
Cadence,
Once we're
Yuan
done.
Mana, Quack's Crew, and Outbred. Some would call it the Distortion remake, but we'll see how they play.
I mean, yeah, it is the Distortion remake. But...
And finally, the last group,
Oh, see, that's why I didn't want to do that.
Huns, Ish 13, Wallahi, and the Islanders.
Oh, that is so shit. This is so shit.
This moment, all of your groups should be in Missed News. You can check that out if you missed anything.
This is so bad.
For now, though, we're going to go ahead and announce the first set of matches.
I know my mic is in my.
So
Sorry,
these will be
I
posted.
moved my mic to
Post these in the news
to my
channel.
face. Sorry if I was too loud. I was just
Hello, AJ.
shocked at how.
Hello.
What do you think about that group?
Who the hell am
B?
I listening to?
Ooh, that group
Oh,
B looks
AJ.
fun.
Group
I'm
B
on
looking
Twitter.
pretty spicy.
Group B seems like a lot of fun.
Henry, no, you jokers. You're all jokers.
All right, so the first
I've
set
been
of
tagged
matches.
3 times in
Group
hub.
D though? Huh, Porky? Group D?
Group D? What's in Group D?
You're in Group D.
Venice, Fated, Valor, and
Wow.
Sushi.
Oh shit!
That's
Stop
gonna be a good group.
spamming
I'm
that.
pretty scared to go against Venice, but we'll see.
Okay.
Let's see.
Why was I tagged?
We're also gonna release
Tucker,
the challenge bracket for.
I didn't ditch the MS plays, you
this
idiots.
tournament.
Oh my god.
So I think Jake's gonna post that in Missed News. Or he should be in a sec.
Oh, true.
What have they done?
Shout
What?
out,
Hold on. What? Once
Yeah,
again.
so there's the challenge. You guys can check that out and stay up to date on all of the.
Oh,
group
okay,
stage
okay. I'm
matches,
just gonna
all
use
of the
this instead of.
results,
I'm just gonna use
as
this
they're
instead of
coming
this.
in.
Oh, okay.
While we're waiting for Jake, I'm also happy to announce that due to a couple anonymous sponsorships and roster slots and general donations, the cash prize has doubled from what we began with and is now over $800. And that pushes the total prize pool to $1,400 in value.
Oh, guys, spam the money mouth in chat. Spam that money mouth.
Spam that money out.
Yo, who's trying to pay? Who's trying to get paid? Play to get paid. Play to get paid.
Sorry,
Play to get
Don,
paid?
dude.
I
Whoever
didn't-
tryhards this, you need running you broke, folks. Hold on. Okay,
Alright,
once
let's see what we have next. I'm still waiting for the matches to
sorry, once
finish being made. Let's see where we're at with that.
once the matches are done, we're gonna leave instantly. We're gonna break this down so hard. I am fuming. So I'm guessing.
So yeah, you can send them here, Jake. I can read them out, and then while I'm reading them out, you can announce. All right, so first set of matches in Group A, we've got Monster PvP versus Dentist Chair. We're gonna actually announce these later, so
Yeah.
just listen for your team.
Okay.
Make sure you know who you're playing. We'll make a formal announcement in about half an hour or so. Monster PvP versus Dentist Chair, and Wheelchairs versus Brutal. That's going to be the first set of matches in Group A. In Group B, kicking things off with Dauntless versus Apollo and Girl Scouts versus Aceless. There's going to be two very good matches, and we'll try to get them streamed for you guys. Dauntless versus Apollo.
Apollo,
Ryan.
Ryan.
AP. Yeah. It's kind of like Vegemite a little bit.
It's Brody. Jack Carlos team.
Moving on to Group C, we've got Gangrene.
I'm not
versus
really
Elysium
listening.
And Final Spark taking on Murder.
Like we'll
Murder,
they'll get
Shred.
these will get announced and we'll talk
Group
about
D,
them.
we've got Faded versus Valor, and kicking things right off with Sushi versus Venice. Again, going to be a very entertaining match.
Dylan, I don't want to hear
What
it.
is this? Group D? No, sorry, Group E. We've got Westlake versus the
What?
Draft Team,
I'll
and
slow mode.
UHC Boys versus Boy Scouts. And next up, Group F. We've got Counselors versus Tokame and Gucci versus Metro. So that's Group F, first set of matches.
Oh, I missed.
Gucci
Oh,
versus
I
Metro's
missed
gonna
our.
be a
Oh,
great
whoops! I
match.
missed our group.
That's gonna
Who are
be
we
good.
playing, boys? If
Moving
anyone
on
was
to Group G
listening.
now. We've
Any of the
got
MS
Mama
boys?
versus Quack's Crew and Outbred versus Cadence. Outbred versus Cadence, another very high tier match.
So
You guys are
Hunt,
gonna wanna watch
Cadence,
that one.
Metro, Boy Scouts,
Who's
Venice,
Alfred? What?
FS,
Outbred's the
Aceless,
Disto
Brutal.
remake.
Oh.
Without
There's-
Rockerman, so is it really Disto? Though?
There's
So-
no way Brutal was decided as a
They're
top
obvious.
8 team.
No.
Alright, I'm being told by Jewel that it's not Disto, so we're just
It
gonna
is.
call
It is Disto. Like it.
It's just gonna be Outbred. And
Look.
finally,
Hold on. Where's
what's
it?
this, Group H?
Disto,
Sorry.
Disto.
Ishtar versus
Disto.
Wallahi, and the last match of
More than half their
first set
roster
of
is Disto.
matches is going to be
It's
Islanders
Disto.
versus Huns. So those are the first set of matches in this tournament for the group stage. We're going to be announcing them formally in about half an hour. The map rotation for this week, hang on, let me pull up the rule book. I believe it is, let's see. Map rotation for this week is going to be Rabershire Citadel, Taiga, and Cliffhanger. if
Ray,
necessary.
Tiger,
All
Cliffhanger.
matches are going to be best of 3 in the group stage. So you'll have to win
Ray,
2 maps to
Hope
pick your
y'all
victory.
brought a bow.
Tiger, Cliff.
Hope y'all
He's
brought a
right,
bow.
he's right.
Taiga's going to be a fun map.
He's definitely right.
Wrong
so-
Tiger, Henry.
Alright, are we done?
Wrong Taiga.
Are we done? Can I just
What
leave?
else? What else?
Doctor said I've been thinking about forfeiting.
Let's see. What else to add? Edgy, you got anything?
I mean, I said you need to bring a bro. Don't lose a round and win a round, because then you have to play the new map.
No, shut up. We're done. Stream chat, group breakdown. Okay, we're done. We just need to talk about this. And so, according to our rankings, the top 8 teams, in my opinion, were Final Spike, Venice, Aceless, Cairns, Boy Scouts, Metro, Huns, Girl Scouts, and arguably Sushi. The top 8 teams, according to whoever decided, are brutal. So the Elite, Aceless, Final Spark, Venice, Boy Scouts, Cadence. So it's Group H, Group F, and Group A that have the weird ones. Brutal, Huns, and Metro. Brutal, Huns, and Metro. That is just so interesting. Why is Brutal a top 8 team? What? No, you can't have decided this was top 8. Half of them are cheaters. Irvin, Tristan, Batman, Maniac, Teresa. This is not a top 8 team. It's not. It's actually not. Hey, what's up? That's absurd. That's why I hate this idea. So to everyone, I knew that they were going with the top 8 idea instead of the randomized idea yesterday, because there was a bit of a discussion that I was invited to, and we tried to talk it out, and only me and someone else, me and one other person, and I won't tell you who they are. You might know, I don't know, but only me and one other person were really advocating for the full randomization, where there were some other people who were campaigning for the top 8. But I think already you can see the problem. I think in every single group except Group B, we can very, very, very accurately predict who's progressing, which is not good in my opinion. So Group A here, and I'm going to post the link in the hub one more time. Okay, they're all leaving. No, I can't tell if they're all joining or if they're all leaving. I think they're all leaving. I don't know. That's just a trailer. Okay. Rep name. Name me. Okay, yeah, well, it was Jake. It was me and Jake who were campaigning against the top 8 idea. And this is why, okay? So, if we're looking at the bracket, Aceless, Dauntless Supply. This is so questionable. This has arguably 3 top 8 teams in it. I'd argue Girl Scouts, Apollo, and Aceless could all be top 8 teams. Aceless, of course, and these 2 maybe. Oh. And I get, right, so this is my problem. I get that this could have very easily happened with full randomization. But all you've done is, this could have happened with randomization, but then you're just giving Brutal a free pass. So you can't argue, oh no, it would have happened anyway. Well, Brutal wouldn't have gotten a free pass anyway. Final Spark wouldn't have gotten a free pass anyway. Venice probably wouldn't have gotten a probably free pass. I'm guessing they'll just slam everyone in that. Boy Scouts will slam that group. Metro will slam this group. Cadence is going to slam this group along with Outbred. Huns is going to absolutely rape that group. Like, what have you done? You've just given them a free pass. You've given every single team, you've given every single top 8 team a complete free pass, except arguably maybe Aceless and arguably maybe Cadence, because I think there's a possibility they could lose to Outbred and Yomoma. Like, what are you... Like, what are you saying? Like, what is the argument for the top 8? Like, okay, let's take a break for a second. Why I wanna figure out first why Brutal, Metro, and Huns were decided as the top 8 teams. So we know the top 5. We know these are the elite teams, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna move Brutal up here for now. Metro, Huns, and Brutal. Where's Girl Scouts? Really? Is Brutal better than that roster? Will Brutal beat that roster? No. Wait, where's Brutal again? Oh, I've lost them. Okay, there they are. Sorry. Are they on the same screen? Can I get them on the same screen together? No, I cannot. But there's... Really? How good is Boy Scouts? They're pretty good. They're top 5. They're better than these teams. But really, that's my biggest problem. Is this team better than Sushi and Girl Scouts? Like, really? What's the argument? The Girl Scouts is washed, and Sushi just isn't as skillful or something? Look at their roster. Like, Batman's alright, he's a decent Zerg. Maniac, like I said, he's like the most middle average player of all time. Irvin's a past cheater. I don't know how good he is now. Tristan's a past cheater. I think he had... Teresa's a decent miner. Like, can anyone think of any type of argument at all that is there any reason at all that Brutal was chosen over Girl Scouts or Sushi? That isn't like complete bullshit and just complete subjectivity. Has anyone in the chat got like any kind of like argument or something? It just blows my mind. Yeah, I'm gonna put this in breaking down groups, etc. That'll be the last time I put it in chat, so we can really just dig deep into this. Okay, so now that I've talked about Brutal, this group right here, wow. Just wow. This is a crazy group of death. Either way, no matter which way this group works, you're getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're getting rid of 2 of the top 14 teams. Yeah. I think personally, it'll be Dauntless and Apollo. Just because I think Girl Scouts and Aceless are significantly better. But then again, I could see Girl Scouts losing to Apollo potentially. I could see them potentially losing to Dauntless. I could see Girl Scouts beating Aceless. I could see Dauntless beating Apollo, or the other way around. So it's it's an interesting group. Well, we know what's going to happen here. Final Spark is just going to destroy this group. They've just been given, why should they even play? Honestly, Gangrene, Elysium, and Murder are all just down here. We don't know anything about them really. So it could be any team that progresses from that group, I think. This will be Venison Sushi. I'd be absurdly surprised if Faded or Valor even pick up a win besides when they play each other. This one will be Boy Scouts, and then could be any of these last three teams really. You know, it could be any of them. This one will be Metro, probably Gucci, Cadence, Outbred, Huns, and what I would hope to be Ish 13 Club, but it could be one of these as well. Like wow, and there's a theme here. There's a theme. Brutal is guaranteed to go through. Final Spark is guaranteed to go through. Venice is guaranteed to go through. Boy Scouts is guaranteed to go through. Metro is guaranteed to go through. Cadence is probably guaranteed to go through. And Huns is guaranteed to go through. All you've done is given them a free pass. Why? Why? And the answer, because I know why, the answer to that question from the people I was talking to yesterday with Jake, their answer was it should be more competitive. They deserve the progress. If they're going to progress anyway, like either way they're going to progress, so why should we, why don't we just balance it out and make sure that they don't go out early? That's not fair. Like, you can't just give a team 3 new teams just in the name of balancing the brackets. That's not how like equity works. It's not how it's. So what if the bracket so what if I'm guessing A, B, C, D are on one side of the bracket and E, F, G, H are on the other side. Like look at this. Even you've got Aceless, Dauntless, Apollo, Girl Scouts, Final Spark, Venice, Sushi on one side of the bracket. Final Spark, Venice, Aceless was Boy Scouts on there? No, Boy Scouts was there. Final Spark, Venice, Aceless. That's 3. Girl Scouts, Sushi, Brutal. So out of the top 10 teams, you've got 6. So it's not that it's actually not as unbalanced as I thought it was, but God, I wish I could come discuss. I'm not a fan of it either. There's not much I could do. Yeah. So yeah, basically what happened is I'll go into it in detail. After the initial decision was made that full randomization would take place, and I wrote a whole essay about it. I can post this if you want, but basically I went through and destroyed every single argument, pretty much, in this 3,000 word essay, and after the full randomization idea was put in place, Mo decided that it wasn't right. It wasn't. His arguments were that the bracket will be unbalanced and uncompetitive, and we're not giving mid-tier teams a chance, or something. Those were the arguments. And well, the only arguments of note, to be honest. Like anything else that was said was wrong. And I've already talked about. I don't know what else I can really say about it, because you're letting, and I'll go through this again. Brutal, Final Spark, Venice, Boy Scouts, Metro, probably Cadence, and Huns progress for free, guaranteed. Well, actually, probably Aceless as well. Probably just every single team that was deemed top 8. Purely because you want the bracket to be more competitive. You want the round of 16 and the round of 8 to be more competitive. You don't want a ton of teams on one side of the bracket. Like, I understand that. I understand wanting to have a balanced bracket, but it's not how... Like, unless you're going to seed every single team and make the balanced the groups balanced that way, then it doesn't work. All you've done is given these teams a free pass, or the top 8 ones anyway. So not Sushi and not Girl Scouts. So all you've done is give them a free pass. You've absolutely destroyed the hopes and dreams of all of these teams down here who almost have no chance of progressing. except for one, because one's in, like, there's 3 of them in a group with Final Spark, and like, he claimed that it was for the mid-tier teams. Okay, let's have a look at the mid-tier teams. Okay, let's have a look at Outbred. Let's have a look at them. Let's have a look at Outbred, Your Moma, Apollo, and Dauntless, and maybe Wheelchairs. Let's have a look. Let's see how Mo's argument stacks up. Wheelchairs. Okay, so they have a chance of progressing. They've got Dentist Chair and Monster. They might progress. Girl Scouts is fucked. All these teams, these are all mid-tier teams, and 2 of them are fucked completely. So good job, Mo. Sushi will progress. Outbred. Oh look, and now you've got Outbred and Yo Mama. So one of them's going. Like, how is this for the benefit of the mid-tier teams? His argument was that if we do randomize, then some mid-tier teams could get fucked over. How about they've been fucked over anyway, you idiot. You've fucked them over anyway. So why would you give the top 8 teams a free pass if they were going to be in trouble anyway? I don't get it. Why would you do that? If they're just gonna... Oh, man. It's just not right. It's not fair. Because if you get put into a group with full randomization and you get a lot of good teams, well, that's unlucky. You've copped the short end of the stick and it's unlucky, but it's not unfair. It's unlucky. It's not unfair to you that you got randomized into a bad group. That's unlucky. It's understanding the difference between saying something is, like, in a very serious context, saying something is unfair is that you've been purposefully, not discriminated against, but put at a significant disadvantage because of some reason. You haven't been purposely put in a significant disadvantaged state by full randomization. You have been put there by pure chance. That is not unfair. It's unlucky. When you get put into a group with a top 8 team, and they've already locked off one of the advancing spots, so say you're Girl Scouts, or say you're Apollo, or say you're Dauntless, you've been put in a group with Aceless, and they've almost pretty much locked up that first spot. Well, that's unfair. You've been put in a group with a team that arguably has no one better than them in that group, purposefully, so the bracket can be more competitive. That's not fair. Okay. So, yeah. And then, once again, I don't even want to go over the fact that Brutal is not better than these 2 teams. They're not. They're just not. Look at... They aren't. How could they be? Oh, I did not just get tagged twice in 8 minutes. What do you mean? How are they better? They've been decided. It's like how? Like why? He doesn't know. Even the leader of Brutal does not know. The leader of Brutal does not know why they were put over GS or Sushi. Why I talk like that? Do you mean how I'm talking or like my accent? I'm Australian, if that's the case, but... Oh, man. Oh man. That actually, like, you guys heard me, or for the ones that were here, heard me reacting. That is mind blowing. My opinion has been censored in BCL. False. Oh, wait, no, that's gone. Reason, spam. What the hell did you say? Who's this? Fell over and died. If you're watching the stream, tell me what you were saying. Am I on the team? Fader got announced. Okay, so I was just I was checking DMs. And I'm just. Yeah, like I don't get it. I just don't. Anyway, let's move on. I still think, like, how do they put over Outbred? Oh, that blows my mind. How do they put over Girl Scout Sushi and Outbred? That blows my mind. Who decided? Who decided top 8? Advisory? That's amazing. Oh, that is absolutely okay. Have the games been announced, or are they just gonna? No. They may just Oh no, here we go. Let's go through it. Let's go through these, won't we? Shan't we? Monster PvP and Dentist Chair versus Wheelchairs and Brutal. Well, this is going to be a big game here. Wheelchairs and Brutal, and I think this will. That's arguably a big game as well, because it's the two better teams versus the two worst teams, I think. So that'll really establish the bracket really after round 1. I think it'll be a Brutal win, and I'd say a Dentist Chair win, and then that'll be the bracket. Brutal first, Wheelchair second. Wheelchairs will beat Dentist, Wheelchairs will beat Monster, Brutal will beat Dentist, Brutal will beat Monster. And then, yeah, so whoever comes third is whoever wins this match. This one, Aceless should probably win. Aceless should probably win. Aceless should probably win. Any team could win that one. Any team could win that one. Like, the bracket depends on these games here. Aceless should win their 3. I think they could lose against Girl Scouts. I think the only team they could lose to is Girl Scouts. Final Spike will win, Final Spike will win, Final Spike will win. It just depends on these games again. Same thing. Whoever comes seconds, it just depends on the other games. I couldn't tell you who wins. Sushi Venice. Once again, this is another 1, 2, 3, 4 1. Whoever wins this game will be 1. Whoever loses will be 2. Whoever wins this game will be 3. Whoever loses will be 4. Boy Scouts will win. Boy Scouts will win. Boy Scouts will win. Once again. See, do you see what's happening here? Do you see what's happening? The top team is just they're just gonna win every game. They're just getting a free pass. Like, do you understand why I'm angry about it? Because I'm just saying, oh, win, 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 and then it'll depend on these games. That's not how a group stage. Oh, man. Maybe it is. I don't know. So yeah, once again, it'll rely on these games, on who is second in that bracket. Yeah, probably another 1, 2, 3, 4 thing. If Metro will probably win, they'll be first. Gucci will probably lose, they'll be second, but Gucci will probably beat 2K and Councillors. Metro will win all their games. Outbred versus Cadence, that's a huge game. Yo Moma, Quack's crew. This is the most interesting bracket in my opinion, because it's the only bracket that followed Mo's structure. Mo had a structure when he was discussing this, right? He said there'll be 1 really good team, 2 middle teams, and 1 bad team. This was his perfect structure, and it is the only group that ended up like his structure. And I think it's, besides Group B, obviously, the most interesting group, because Cadence should win, but they might lose against Outbred, and then your Moma should win, But then Cadence and your MoMA, that's also like, you know, who your MoMA, I don't know, maybe they clutch up against Cadence. Outbred should beat Quack's crew. And then at the end of the day, it may come down to this Outbred and your MoMA game. While Cadence beat, like, this is a very interesting bracket. And I understand Mo's opinion. I understand, like, this is a good bracket. His perfect bracket is a good bracket. I mean, a good group, sorry. I'm calling them bracket. I mean groups. It is a good group. But the problem is, his idea was that this, with the top 8 idea, that this was going to be for almost every group. It's happened for one group. It's happened for one. You could argue that this one could be a little close, but none of these teams are significantly worse. None of these are a bad team. There's no clear top, 2 middle, and bottom. This one's top and 3 bottom. Like, look, I'll go through. Top, 3 bottom, all good. Top, 3 bottom, 2 top, 2 bottom. 1 top, 3 bottom, 1 top, 3 bottom, 1 top, 2 middle, 1 bottom, 1 top, 3 bottom. Like, is that how you thought it would go, Mo? Like, is that? Oh, look, he's stoked though. Mo's jizzing himself. Look at this. He's got the easiest group of all time. He doesn't even have to worry about going out. Oh man. Oh man. Alright, let's see. Anyone wanna hop in? We got 17 watching. I got tagged twice. Porky tagged me. I was given top 8 by RV. I didn't bother arguing it. I wanted groups done. I don't know how he decided them. I consulted planning. What does that mean? What does consulted planning mean? Who's planning? Is it the coordinators? Because the coordinators are all on top 8 teams. Like on the Aceless Venice. Did they not get anyone's opinion that isn't on the top 8 teams for that? I need to understand how Brutal was ranked over Sushi top 8. They improved, but like, no, they're not. They're not. Brutal is 10th on my list. Yeah, no, Hans is in there, but you guys like, here, I'll. Sorry if I'm just kind of silent. I'm just kind of. Are they 10th? Are they actually 10th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're 11th. They're 11th. They're 11th. They're not even 10th. They're 11th. What? How do they jump up these? I'm guessing the argument is that Girl Scouts hasn't played in a little while. Same with some of the Disto players, maybe. And they might be better. They could be better than Sushi. But look at the roster. It's not. It's. All they're doing is telling me I'm stupid. anyone want to say anything in chat? Let's give me something to go on because I don't know. Like, do any of you think that Brutal is top 8? Like, very honestly. Because I'm just watching chat now. Do any of you thoroughly believe that Brutal should definitely be a top 8 team? Because you can't do this top 8 seed idea unless you're absolutely certain that Brutal is top 8. Because that is such a significant advantage. You sound like you're going to cry. Oh my god, Danny. Is your purpose just to talk shit constantly? Like, no one, I don't think, how could anyone take you seriously? At any given point. In any given, oh man. What the hell? Okay, so it's not letting me search. That's annoying. Okay. They will be eliminated sooner or later. You're speaking of bias opinion? Bias opinion. How is this a bias opinion? How am I... Yeah. Thank you, Flame. You're not stupid, we believe in you. Your Mo is top 8. Okay, maybe not your MoMA is top 8. It's arguable. It's very arguable. It's just the roster that gets me. It's just a roster of Brutal. Irvin, Sifrit, I'm not sure who that is. Maybe Parker. I know someone here is Parker as well. Nate, Teresa, Maniac, Batman, Tristan, over CJ, Jesse, Rain, Nether, Myth, Trains, Sentia, Alyssa, and over Jewel, Shine, Erotic, Tyler, Derek, Haley, Blante, and over who am I looking for here? And over Sushi, and over Porky, some of the Avatar boys, Bassith, Plane, Chargy, Nick, Pools. That's not it. That is not it. So far, all I've been told is that my opinion is biased and that I shouldn't care, which is a bit raw. Man, that is crazy. Okay. Is there anything else I wanted to talk about? Ray Tiger Cliffhanger. I'll quickly talk about them. These are like some Archer maps, you know. Ray, you know, everyone knows Ray. Tiger, 2 block. Or is it? No, it's 2 block, yeah. Interesting. And Cliffhanger is the one with the water going through it, I believe. It's an alright map rotation. Definitely think teams that have some archers are going to benefit a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say besides that. But yeah, this is my problem with the top 8, and I'll try to keep this. We're only on 12 viewers. We're going down. I'll end the stream soon, but just to reiterate, you've given, like, the thing, like, my problem is Brutal has been giving this advantage. Brutal has been given, where is it? Brutal has been given this group because a few people decided that they were a better team than Girl Scouts or Sushi or Outbred, which just isn't, you can't definitively tell me that Brutal is better than those teams. Huns I understand, Metro I understand. Even in my rankings I had them above. And I was moving these guys around a bit, moving out red. I understand, I understand the top 7, but If the 8 had been Girl Scouts or Sushi, I'd be okay. But brutal. Oh man, that has just got so much. That has just got so much sauce on it. I don't know. Jesus. I don't know what to think about it. It's so interesting. From the coordinators and the planners. I'm glad to have been here and show you that Brutal has a free bracket. There's an absolute killer group of death. Final Spark has a free bracket. Venice has a free bracket. Boy Scouts has a free bracket. Metro has a free bracket. Cannons has a free bracket. And Hunts has a free bracket. Because of Mo's top 8. Well, not Mo's idea, but the top 8 idea that he argued for because it would make it competitive. And, but, yeah. He's now on one... I mean, according to me, you've got the 3 best teams on one side of the bracket. So how is that... Is that bracket balanced, Mo? Have you... Is it... Alright. I think I'm about done. I think I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. The tier makers in chat, you guys can check that one out. Yeah, I think that's about all. I'll stop the stream there. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Wheelchairs will rail Brutal. For my sake, I hope they do, just to prove that Brutal is not a top 8 team. Fire Turtle. I genuinely hope that they do, just to prove that they didn't deserve it at all. Because that is an absolute shocker, in my opinion, from the management. That is an absolute shocker of it. It's a shocker of a decision that Brutal was top 8, and it's a shocker that they even used it. That they even decided to go back to top 8. As you know, me and Jake were the only people that argued for it. Is the chat still up? No, there was a chat here called Mo's Discussion. And yeah, it's just... Like, the arguments they made, just... Like, when we argued, like, none of our points ever got actually refuted. They never... Mo never said any of our points were wrong. He just said that his reasons were better. But, like his reason was that mid-tier teams have more of a chance. Well, now only 2 of them have a chance. Wheelchairs sort of has a chance. You've doomed 2 of these teams. Sushi maybe. And I'm guessing one of these. So you, out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mid-tier teams, you've given 3 a chance maybe. You've given 3 a genuine chance just because you want a competitive bracket. So the mid-tier idea was wrong. So that from Mo was just wrong. And then all he's done is given a competitive bracket. His point was that it's a competitive bracket now. It's a competitive finals group, but then you've got the top 3 teams on one side of the bracket. Anyway. And then you've just given some teams a free pass just because you were trying to get a balanced bracket, but all you really have is the top 3 teams on one side, so it's just so questionable. It is just so undeniably questionable on so many fronts. Because if you randomize it, there's none of this Brutal doesn't deserve to be top 8. There's none of this, this team got a completely dud group just because they're top 8. Brutal gets this easy group only because people think they're top 8, even when they aren't, arguably. Is that fair? And it keeps coming back to that. Is this fair? I don't think it is at all. And then if we randomized it, then it's fair. It's just unlucky if you get a bad group. Is it fair? Is it fair to Dauntless that they were automatically given aceless in their group, or just it could have been any top 8 team in their group? So now they're already struggling, and then now they've also got more they've also, because there's there's randomization as well. You've given them even like this could have happened with randomization, but then at least you wouldn't have gotten Brutal, who was given. It wasn't randomized for them; they were given this opportunity. And you could say, oh well, this was randomized. They could have been the group to have, they might have had Outbred and Yolmoma. Well, then if that happens, then another group down here is going to be given that easy group. So that's not an argument you can make. You can't say that. You can't say that the same thing would have happened with randomization, and that randomization is unfair because, well, it's not even an argument. There's no even because. It's fair. It's just unlucky if you get a bad group. So, anyway, that's absolutely poor. They will see. This is my problem, Danny. This is the problem right here. They will be eliminated sooner or later anyway. Think about how that sounds. I understand that these teams are not going to win the tournament. Oh shit, what the hell did I just do? What the hell did I just... Okay. Sorry. I understand that these teams here are not going to win the tournament. I get it. But you can't say we're going to give the top 8 teams a free pass because of it. That's not fair. You can't say I think it's fair and then say they will be eliminated sooner or later anyway. Those things they're mutually exclusive. You're purposely saying, oh, okay, they're going to lose anyway, so let's just give them a shit group. Let's just make sure they're fucked. That's not fair. You can't argue that's fair. Who cares if they lose? They care if they lose. They're the new players we're trying to get into. The whole point of this is to get new players into Bridges, into the league. Otherwise, this league dies. Oh, and you might say, oh, I don't care if the league dies. Shut up, Danny. Like, no one, just shut up. The whole point of this, whether you like it or not, is that the BCL is trying to get new players in for the Invicta swap. And to try bring new players. Well, now you've just fucked all your new players over. And even more. Okay, Mo's other argument was that it was AJ. AJ said this. He said, if we do an even brackets like this, you're going to get a variety of gameplay in each group. 3 easy teams and 1 hard team. All hard teams. 1 hard team and all easy teams. Is this a variety of gameplay? This one has a bit of variety. 1 hard team and 3 easy teams. 1 hard team and 3 easy teams. This one, as I stated, this one is the only good one. One hard team, 3 easy teams. Good job. You've really just balanced it out. You've really evened out the brackets, AJ. You're a legend. I think it's fair. Man, don't care. They have their chance of winning still. You don't know how brackets are supposed to be seeded. They're supposed to be fully seeded. Every team is supposed to be seeded. Have you ever seen a tournament where the top 8 teams of 32 are seeded and not the other... What's the other? 24? Not the other 24 aren't seeded? Have you ever seen that before? No. Because it doesn't happen. You seed them all, or you don't seed any of them. The World Cup is seeded. Fully seeded. And because we can't fully seed it, then we can't seed any of it at all. Because if you seed them all, then it's not unfair because they've been seeded appropriately. If you say, okay, 1 goes with 9, goes with 17, goes with, I don't know, 26 or something, like you've got that kind of balance, and 8 goes with 18, goes with 28, goes with 32 or something. I don't know. Like, that's because you've seeded them all. Nice counter. Just insulting. Counters a legit argument by insults. Entire problem. Right here. They don't they don't have an argument. That's the thing. Who cares if they get bodied? You guys don't have an argument. That's the problem. You're just saying, oh, but they're gonna lose anyway. What? That's not a reason. That's not a reason to just say, oh, okay. Like, if they're gonna lose anyway, why don't we just... Sorry, I just moved my mic. If they're gonna lose anyway, why don't we even have a group stage, Danny? Why don't we just go to a paid playoffs? Why don't we just go into a regular season? If you're just gonna fuck over all these new players, why do we even play? Why do we even do the tournament? What's the point? Tell me, what's the point of doing this whole tournament with this big cash prize if you just want all the good teams to advance instantly because they're better and they deserve to advance, and it's not fair. You're not even giving them a chance now. Final stage. Oh, okay, so... so I'm guessing. So first in Group A, second in Group H. So it's going to be Brutal versus Ish 13 Club, Wallahi or Islanders. Oh boy. What, you're providing nothing valuable to the conversation. The only thing you've said is that the worst teams are going to lose anyway. That's not valuable to the conversation. And then all you just said was, what did you say? What are you stupid? Shut up, Jack, no one likes you, literally no one. They are just trying to not get shit teams through the round robin by complete chance. But that's fair! If some shit teams go through the round robin, your argument, they'll lose anyway. So what's the big deal? If they'll lose anyway in the round of 16, then why is it such a problem to do full randomization? That's how it's always been seeded. No! Top 8! Last thing, yeah, when there's 8 teams! Not when there's 32! You don't do top 8 seed in a 32. This isn't how brackets go. They seed them all, or none of them get seeded. They don't just seed the top 8, and even in sports, the AFL, right? The AFL, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, 5 versus 8, blah blah. Like, they're not gonna do 1 versus 32. I'm assuming if they were all seeded, it would be like a 1v16 and a 2v, or that, and then a 17 versus 32, and then you'd balance that throughout the brackets. That's fair, because you're balancing it through the brackets. It's just poorly formatted. What does that mean? Tell me what that means. It's just poorly formatted. Seed them all or seed none at all. Saying they're poorly formatted means absolutely nothing to me. What the hell does that mean? Like, if I was to do a tournament, like, I think if we could have seeded them all, we could have done something like this. So 1v16 would be there. 17v32 would be here. And then you'd go back the other way. So you'd do, so you'd skip one. So you'd do 3v 16, 14. Then you'd do 19v 30. And do you guys see what I'm doing? So it's 1, 3. So the next one would be 5. Next one would be 21. So this would be 5, 21. And then you'd balance it like that. And then you'd do 2, 4 on the other side of the bracket. That is a perfectly balanced bracket. This tournament was poorly formatted from the start. There is nothing you can do to fix it. Stop being mad. It would have been completely random. Would have been bad, completely randomized. Okay. This is... I sort of agree with you. Don't say stop being mad, pussy, because you look like a dickhead, but, there's nothing you can do to fix it. Well, I did fix it, and then some people argued and got it unfixed. Like Mo. I agree that if it was completely randomized, then it would have been a problem. There would have been some problem. One, like, even then, a new team might be with 3 hard teams, and, they might say, oh, this is so unfair. It's just unlucky. It's not unfair. But, oh, this is so unfair. And I get that, but because normally tournaments are all seeded. And, this idea I had here, this is how it would normally be seeded. This is how I think it should have been seeded. So this would have been 5v 12. This would have been 21v 28. And then you'd get that half of the bracket, whatever. That's how it should have been seeded. But because we can't seed every team because we haven't seen every team play right, then it's not fair to just seed the top 8. That's the issue. You can't just seed the top 8 and then ignore the rest of them and just say, oh, they were going to lose anyway, so it's not a big deal. We don't need to seed them appropriately because it's not a big deal. We just want the good teams to progress so we have a competitive bracket. The people, you seem to not understand that. You need to understand that for the BCL as a league, they want these new players to enjoy this tournament. And by doing this, they just don't have a shot. The only new teams that have a shot of progressing are, I don't think I think Wilches will be the team to progress, and they're not a new team. Oh, well, are they? They're being taught by BCL players. Okay, so they're new, but they're being taught by BCL players. So you've got that team there. One of these teams is going to advance just because of how the group was made. None of the draft team and the Westlake team aren't new to BCL. This is CCL, some CCL players. This is some BCL/CCL players, and I'm guessing this group won't advance. Maybe one of these guys do, and one of these guys advance purely. It probably might be each 13 clubs. So it's just not. Why would you give them a free lock-in spot just to balance the bracket when it's not even balanced? Oh my god, it's giving me a migraine. I don't understand. I need someone to explain it to me. I want Mo to re-explain this to me, because there is just no solid argument. How did this? Oh my god, how is this allowed to happen? They have just completely fucked it. All right, before I head off, we've been here for over 2 hours. How did BS make elite? BS isn't much with that. Metro for me was top of potential and proven. So these teams aren't that different. You do bring up a good point there, Rob. I can see Metro very easily beating Boy Scouts. Maybe if I could find you. Yeah, you have a good point. I think it's more because Boy Scouts has been, playing a lot of playoffs recently and stuff like that. No, you bring up a good point. It really could go either way. No one cares. I forgot what we were arguing about because you were complaining for so long. And everyone, that is just a brilliant example of someone who just lost an argument. Don't even have any points. Good job, Danny. Not having a single decent argument because you don't care and you forgot what we were arguing about is not... That's losing an argument. That's being so shit that you can't even make a decent point. Because I'm sure if you wanted to prove me wrong, you would have come up with some actual good points. But you just realised that the argument is so abnormally shit that you actually don't have a decent point to make. Which is bullshit. And it should have been fully randomised. There's no way they should have half-assed it and go with this top 8 shit just so all the top 8 teams can advance for no reason. That's a fact. Absolutely no reason. Just except for the fact that it looks the tournament looked good. Yeah, deadly leadership combo. I like that from you, Rob. Did I say leader thip or did you? I might have. Look, it's morning, you know. I was probably just waking up. But yeah. I mean, once again, like Rob, you've been listening for the last little bit. Is UH Boys the last seed? Well, UH Boys hasn't been seeded. UHC Boys is in here, right? So who is this? Shaver Games. What's happened is that the number one rank in every group right now got separated and put into all of these groups. So Huns, Cadence, Metro, Boy Scouts, Venice, Final Spark, Aceless, and Brutal got separated. And then the rest of the group was randomized out of the remaining 24 teams. So you're not seed 4, you're just one of the 3 randomized teams. And it's just put you rank 4 for no... Like, you could be rank 2, like, it's not really... It's not indicative of anything. I did put you... Oh, you meant... Oh, no, this is, every team after Elysium, I don't know. So I just put you guys all here. Like, it could be anyone. Sorry, I didn't realize what you meant. You know, it's like, it could be Valor, it could be Quack's crew, it could be 2Km, it could be Wallahi. It's not. That was just random. I didn't mean for UHC boys to seem like they were last. But Rob, what do you think? I want your opinion. Because you're a smart man. Your argument is so horrid, I don't understand what to say to you. Okay, that doesn't really make any sense. What's my argument? Do you even know what my argument is? I'd love to see you actually tell me what my argument was. Or are you just not listening because you don't care? Because you never care, do you? Yeah, Rob. I want to hear from you, Rob. What do you think about randomization versus top 8? And that goes for everyone. I want everyone that's listening to put their opinion in the chat and discuss it a bit. Oh. Opinion on randomization versus top 8 seeds. So, do you think the tournament would be better if we fully randomized the groups, or if it would be, do you think it's going to be better now that we've seeded the top 8 teams and separated them into all the different groups? Arlington High School graduation. Could not even tell you where Arlington is. Oh, it's gonna... Oh, because I'm watching the stream, it's gonna infinitely go... Oh, look at it. It's gonna infinitely go further and further down. That's funny. I like the idea of top 8, but according to Avi Navi, it was fully randomized. No, Rob. That's not the case. That didn't happen. Porky said at the start of the stream, Arlington is in Texas. Oh, okay. Thank you. Porky said at the start of the stream that, and it was decided. Me. There was a discussion yesterday that I was involved in. Oh, Jesus Christ. That they would use the top 8 seed. So the top 8 seeds that were decided were Brutal, Aceless, Final Spark, Venice, Boy Scouts, Metro, Cadence, Huns. It's not coincidence that they were all separated. No, the top 8 were purposely split. And I was saying before, just before you came, I think, absolutely zero idea why Brutal was chosen as a top 8 team over Girl Scout, Sushi, and Outbred. I can understand if someone thought that, and I'd respect their opinion, but I'd say, well, you can't just decide that that's the case, because now look at this massive advantage you've given Brutal. This very easily could have been Girl Scouts. Is it fair to give Brutal this advantage just because people think they're a top 8 team over a team like Girl Scouts? Is that fair? No. Why they lie then, sleepers? Porky did say at the start that what happened? So yesterday they decided. Wait, was it yesterday? I don't know. He said it. It was stated somewhere. Yeah. Here we go. So this was the 6th. So so this was 2 days ago, I think. That it was decided that the teams within the group would be completely random. And now our guy, Mo, was not happy with this, because he had been pro top 8 seed for not many good reasons, I found. And so there was a discussion made, there was a chat here that me, Jewel, Mo, and the rest of the coordinators and advisors and whatever, not the advisors, the rest of the coordinators. Yeah, and Rob, that's the only reason you guys had, well, not you guys, but Mo had, that made sense. But here's the issue. Is it fair, right, in the context of the tournament, is it fair to sacrifice the chances of all these new teams and give all these better teams a significant advantage in the group stage only because you want a competitive finals bracket? Aceless v Dauntless Metro is maybe the 2 best matches. Yeah, they'll be okay matches, but Brutal's winning this bracket along with Will. I could predict right now the top 16. I think at most, because of how the brackets are structured, I think at most I could get 3 wrong. I think it would come down to, I'd lose one in here. I might lose one in here because I might just pick the wrong new team, and I'd lose one probably in here because I'd pick the wrong new team. I might lose one in here. Maybe your MoMA does better than Outbred. And it's just because all the good teams have been separated. Besides this. Because you want a more entertaining finals bracket, but is giving a team like Brutal, putting Brutal into a group that has no teams better than them, is that fair? Just because you want a better finals bracket? Just because you want it to be more entertaining? No. The answer is, you think they're 10 times better than Huns. That's bold from you, Rob. That is bold from you, Robster. So whichever one of these is Parker, Irvin, Tristan, Batman, Maniac, Teresa, Nate. I don't know who Trixie is, or Bizunu. Are they 10 times better than Huns? Are they even better than Huns? Are they better than Outbred? Are they better than Sushi? Are they better than Girl Scouts? Because unless you can tell me definitively otherwise, there's an issue. Because then you're just, then you're just giving the advantage to that team.
And that's the problem. You're giving teams a significant advantage just because you want a competitive bracket. A competitive finals bracket. That's it. You're changing the playing field. You're significantly changing the playing field. If it was fully seeded, well then everyone's seeded, so you're not really disadvantaging or advantaging anyone. It's just how seeding works. But because you've only seeded 8, then you're significantly changing the playing field just because you want a different outcome for the finals, which is I think quite evidently the definition of unfair. Hans isn't very good, experienced team. And, oh, Jesus. And Rob, you also, and I get this point. I can see how someone could see Brutal higher than Hans, but this is the point. Subjectivity. Do you think Hans should be top 8 then? Do you think Hans should be in a bracket with Ish 13 Club, Wallahi and Islanders only because people think they're top 8? That's changing the playing field based on your subjective beliefs. Based on people's subjective beliefs. You're changing how the tournament should look based on people's subjective beliefs, and because you want a more competitive finals bracket. It's ludicrous. It doesn't make sense. Like, I get it. I get why you would want to, but it in the context of a tournament and making things fair and keeping things even, it doesn't make sense. Okay. I think we're done here, people. Oh yeah, realistically speaking, up to top 5 is really subjective. And yeah, as I've stated, it's just one of the problems with top 8. It's not even the only problem. It's one of the multiple problems with top 8. Subjectivity, just creating such an uneven playing field. And then even the counter arguments, oh, you're going to Jew a good team out of making it into the finals when they deserve it. Well, that's just unlucky. Oh, you're going to get a group of death. Well, we've got a fucking group of death anyway. Why don't we? So that's a stupid argument. Oh, the finals won't be competitive. Of course they're going to be competitive. It's finals. If a bad team advances, they're just going to make it to the round of 16 and lose. So it's still competitive. You might have 1 or 2 finals games that aren't that competitive, or maybe 3, maybe 4. Like, it's not that bad. You don't need to specifically change the playing field just because you don't want any of the new teams to make it into the finals so it's less competitive. Yes, money means it should be fair. So this is no. This is not smart. The whole point. Competitive, it's smart because this is for money. The best team will win. The most competitive team and the best team will win the money at the end of the day because they're going to win all the games. The point of the tournament is to get new players in for the switch over to Invicta. Because we all know that if we go over to Invicta with the player base we have now and the game mode isn't as good as we want it to be, how many people are going to make the switch? Unless this new game mode is like the funnest thing on earth, you aren't 100% of the player base is not going to move with you. So the whole point of this is to get new players, to lure new players in with a cash prize, and then get them to switch over to Invicta with everyone else. But now you've just promote new teams into the BCL. But that's irrelevant. Rob, that's irrelevant. It's not what you would rather see. What if Ish, think about the first Battle of the Bridges. Ish 13 Club made it to the finals. So are you going to specifically change the tournament because you don't want a bad team to make it into the finals? Are you kidding? Are you actually kidding me? You're specifically going to change how the tournament works to benefit higher teams because you think it's going to be bad if a bad team makes it into the finals. Because it'll be a bad look. The best team is still going to win. That's not true at all. That is not a true statement. Brutal will progress in wheelchairs, which are sort of new. I'll give you that. Everyone knows these teams. Final Spark and okay, so that's one. Venison Sushi, we obviously know both of those. Boy Scouts, everyone knows Westlake, they're CCL. Everyone knows the people in draft. So people know that. Metro and Gucci, people know that. Cadence and either Your MoMA or Outbred, and Outbred is just old Disto. Everyone knows Cadence, and it could be Your MoMA, but people, like, we know the people in Your MoMA. Enderbrine, Elephant, Router, Colin, and Velvet, you know the people on that roster. Who else? And then Hans in one new team, and it could be Ish 13 Club. So you might have two. Okay, Nord, I'll hop in a call. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, I'll hop in a call. I'm just. If someone wants to talk about it, I'm in the call, but. Yeah, anyway, if anyone wants to come talk about it, I'm going to end the stream here.